So this okay, I don't know what to say, but okay, so this is kind of like a spontaneous video. I didn't actually plan for it. It's just a very beautiful day. This actually my last day in Sapa, because I didn't actually plan to film any video here. I just want to enjoy the vibe and travel, because like I started filming a lot of videos for the past 6 months, but it got me to the point where whenever I go to some places new, or whether I go to some awesome destinations, I actually focus more on the kind of content that I can create it with these kinds of, you know, beauties, and how I can actually print it on for the audience and for my students to watch, and then what kinds of educational value or new words or vocab or grammar that I can actually talk about. And then I forgot to enjoy the vibe, or enjoy the tour, or enjoy kind of like basically the whole purpose or the whole benefit of traveling. So I got angry, and since I originally planned to go to Hanoi only, because I had a business trip there, but then I decided to take a few days off and to see how my favorite spot in Vietnam have been like after the pandemic, the Sapa, because I actually feel like I like to travel in cold weather. So here we are. You can actually see this is not 6 a.m. yet, it's 5:30 in the morning. I actually pulled an all-nighter to wait for this moment, and then I decided to film it to you. You can actually see, like I will, yeah, kind of like. So the hotel that I'm currently staying here, staying now, I'm sorry, is the KK Hotel. They just recently built this hotel. It's just one of the newest hotel. I don't really know, like people actually tell me that. The price is actually very affordable. The price, I believe, is somewhere around 1.3 to 1.5, because it's newly built. Their facilities, they're very good. Everything is squeaky clean and spotless. And then I actually met a really interesting person, the waitress in the restaurant of a breakfast buffet that I actually talked to. She was not like any waitress. She kind of like, I think, like I first noticed her because she actually spoke fluent English, like really fluent, like kind of like maybe like me, or more fluent than me, and her voice is so good. So I started asking her about her career, because I think that either this hotel has done a great job in training the employees, which I sincerely doubt, but or either she actually previously followed a different career, and it turns out that she was actually an inbound tour guide, meaning that she actually welcomed tourists from everywhere to help them visit Sapa. But not just like any other tourist. She actually welcomed a lot of foreign tourists, the ones that actually like to go trekking or camping or exploring new places. And what she actually told me, and then I actually experienced it like somewhere back from the time I was in London, or like I heard a few of my friends come back and they say, like, actually the way the Vietnamese people, they travel kind of like really different from the way that like American or other people in other countries, they travel. When they travel, they actually just want to enjoy the time they spend with the family, or they just want to enjoy kind of like the facilities or the luxury in some fancy restaurant or hotel. It's about the service that count. Or they will visit some kind of beautiful man-made spot, and there are some of them actually, but then again, then she did mention about how other people from around the world, the American, Australian, the Caucasians, yeah, possibly, they actually like to explore nature more. it was quite interesting how you can actually connect with the local people and listen to them talking about how they compare between two types of different tourists. And then, okay, I wish that I could walk you around the hotel, but I think it's going to be 15 minutes and then my bus will arrive. I have a lot of great stories to tell, and I don't know if I bored you to death. But the first story that I got is very interesting for this trip was that I didn't actually plan for this trip, so I had to ask for I think it's kind of like a travel agency. So she booked a tour for me, not just kind of like a tour, but then again she booked different hotel, not the KK, a different hotel, and then she actually got them the kind of the transport. Actually, it's a bus, and with the kind of the seat that can actually bend over, that can make it like a bag. Like, I don't know how you say, it's kind of a bag bus. I'm sorry. She promised me that the price was very cheap, and I read a lot of reviews online. The Sapa yes, and then they actually mentioned her a lot. Like, they thank you her for all of the good services and advice that she actually gave them. So I actually took the advice or recommendations, and I contacted her. But it was not turns out to be like that. I didn't really want to actually post on the message that she actually texted me, but she actually scammed me a lot of money, and then she actually kind of like left me there in the middle of nowhere. Like, soon after we landed in on Sapa, then we had to kind of like, I didn't know that we had to actually book a taxi from that station to the hotel, because normally when you book a kind of bus service like that, the limousine, yes, you would have to, they would have some kind of like, they would kind of like transfer you to other smaller buses or kind of cars, and then they can actually give you a ride to your hotel. So I actually thought that it would be the same, but it's not. And then soon after I landed, or I hopped off the bus, it was a kind of really tiring trip, 7-hour trip. A man, I believe he was a taxi driver. He asked for a ride. He asked if I want to go to any other places, and then I asked, yeah, I actually had to go to my hotel, and then he told me the price, which was surprisingly 400,000. No, 400. And then I googled it, and it turns out that my hotel was only 1 kilometers away from the station. 1 kilometer. So I got shocked, and then it was only 5 in the morning. So I called my travel agent, I'm sorry, who had been claimed to, or had like kind of like she had received a lot of compliments, and to my surprise, she gave me a hard time, and then she nagged me for actually ruining her sleep. I did actually ruin her sleep. Yeah, it's my fault. And then she asked me that she told me that it was not her responsibility to actually tell me about to actually take care of that, or actually at least warn me about that. And then since I already bought the package, I should not contacted her anymore. And then like later I found out that she actually kind of like, she lied about the price. Like, she actually did promise or make sure that this was among of the lowest one, but it's not. It's actually kind of like, it's tricky. I could not like explain it to you by words, but it turns out that she was a totally unreliable woman. And then when I told her that I was not really happy to be left there alone and without any warnings that it could be some scam or taxi drivers that demand ridiculously high fare for one ride, and then she told me that it that okay, so remember, she actually very rude with me, and she told me that because her price was already really cheap, it was not, then I could not ask for anything further, and it is my fault not to research it carefully. And then she told me that if I in the future want better services, then I need to pay a lot more money. And then she actually, it's kind of rude and very offensive. She told me that I was some kind of, she used a lot of bad words. So it turns out that I got angry and I got offended. And then when it came to the hotel, it was far different from her pictures that she actually sent me. It was very dirty. It was it's impossible for you to live there. And then I contacted her again, and this time the tone got way heavier, and then we had to end up by a fight. And then after that, I had to drag my luggage to find somewhere else to stay, which I actually did find. Is this beautiful, a little bit overpriced hotel. And then I contacted her again, but it turns out that I had to actually pay for everything, meaning that not only like I have to find another hotel, but I had to pay for everything, including for the kind of like the price of, not the price, I had to pay the cost of the accommodation that I actually did not feel happy with. And she used a lot of bad words, and I think it's not the good way for you to deal or behave when you are doing our services. So I was having some kind of hard time enjoying this at first, but after that everything went well. And then I actually met a lot of great persons and people, and I had to take on a lot of great pictures. Like, yeah, I can actually show you after that. I do have other stories that I would like to tell, but then again, I think it's only 14. Yeah, 14:26. And overall, I just want to say that I do realize that people, the local people, they are having a hard time, a really hard time, because they suffer from the kind of like the decrease in their demands for tourism, especially among foreigners. So they have to deal with it in many ways, and a lot of ways is to scam people for money. Like they trick people to actually give them way more money, and then the ladies, like the street sellers, they nearly beg you to buy their souvenirs. Like it got to the point where I have to constantly deny for 10 minutes. And then I think about the whole tourism situation of not Vietnam but in Sapa, and I think, like, I wish that I could find some other solution, but for now it's just a video telling about my concern. That I actually think that people, they are relieved again with the whole situation of pandemic, but it's not. It actually heavily affects every single aspect of Vietnam, and starting with the economy. So I would love to discuss further about this topic. And if you actually have something that you would like to share with me, I would love to talk about it with you. This is not about any lesson at all. It's just kind of like my story and my concern. This is how I think about the whole situation in Vietnam recently. And if you like this video, please click subscribe, because my team, I just have random moments and spontaneous moments. So my team, they work really hard in order to upload the videos. So I hope that you can actually encourage them somehow. And if you do like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I do believe that I will get back to my normal routine soon, and I will deliver some kind of educational clips. But then again, there'll be other clips like this, the clips that actually telling my personal, feelings. It's actually really, really good service, and then really good, you can see, yeah. really good view. Okay, so I have to go. Yeah, my ride is here. Bye bye.